start with telling you a story or a scenario. For example, so here you can see a room where you keep different items that you work on your day to day daily life. And you have a lot of items and you keep your room tidy at the very first moment. So everything looks neat and clean and everything is really working fine. So there are no issues in your room. So everything looks fine and good. So over time, what happens is you start to bring some toys in your room and you start to play with your toys. You start to keep on adding toys to your room. And at some point of time, you keep some of them you do not want to use or you do not want to play with some toys, while others are left unused. You are keeping or you are using some of the toys, you are playing with some of them, and you are leaving other toys unused. So you keep on playing and you're adding new toys to the room. So at some point of time, the room starts getting cluttered and messy. So now the concept comes here. So garbage collection is like having somebody to your room. So you are trying to clean your room. So what happens is, so in this scenario, so you are keep on adding items. So now you are bringing a person here and he or she is tidying up your room and she is getting rid of toys that you no longer use or need. And this process ensures that your room stays organized and it only contains what you need or what you need to work or what you need to play. So at some point of time, you have your room clean and tidy and you only have what you need to use and what you need to have in your room. So all the other unused toys or all the other unused things were removed from your room perfectly, because the one who comes and cleans your room, so she or he knows what you need and what you do not need. And if you do that, so you very well know what you need and what you do not need. So your room gets back clean like the one you have it before. So now you do not have any unused toys in your room or you do not have any unused items in your room, since everything were removed by monitoring, so by yourself. So you monitor everything and you remove all the unused items from your room, so your room again get back to normal like the one you have before. So there are no unused toys and everything is clean and clear. So now, coming back to programming, we have a similar concept. So for example, when you are running a program, it uses memory to store data and objects. And sometimes the program, we all know, it creates objects that we no longer needed, but they still occupy the memory space. And if these unnecessary objects are cleaned up, they can lead to memory wastage and slow down the program. So what actually happens is, so whenever we run a program, and because of this unused objects getting piled up, so what happens is the performance of the application or the performance of the systems goes down, and in turn they create unnecessary pressure to everyone who uses it. And because of that, we all normally know, as performance testers, we all know how difficult it is to fix them. So we know what are all the activities we do before we fix them. So here comes the concept. So this is what we are discussing so far. The concept is garbage collection. So garbage collection is the process of automatically identifying and removing the unused objects from memory. So it is like having a virtual cleaner that periodically checks the memory and frees up the space occupied by objects that are no longer in use by the program. So, what happens when we do this? So, by doing this garbage collection, they help in improving the performance and the efficiency of the program by reclaiming the memory resources that can be used for new objects or data. So, just like the one you see here. So, we are shredding the unused object, and because of this, so for example, if you are removing all the unused papers which you do not need in your office, so what it creates, so it creates you necessary space in your office, right? So it makes your place tidy, like the one you see here, like the room. It makes it very clear. So just like in the room example, so garbage collection ensures that your program's memory stays organized and clutter-free, allowing it to run smoothly without unnecessary objects taking up valuable space. So garbage collection offers several advantages in programming, and here are few benefits explained with examples. The first benefit is memory management. So what is this memory management talks about? So garbage collection takes care of memory management automatically, and this automatic garbage collection makes or it frees the developers from manually allocating and deallocating memory, which can be error prone and time consuming. And this advantage becomes particularly evident when dealing with complex data structures. So for example, here you can see we are developing the developer develops a web application that handles user comments, and each comment is an object that occupies memory. So without garbage collection, we would need to manually allocate memory for each comment object and deallocate it when the comment is no longer needed. And this process, we all know, can be very challenging to manage, especially if comments are created and deleted dynamically, because we all know nowadays we have applications where we could see a lot of dynamic actions happening. So garbage collection automates this memory management, allowing us to focus on other aspects of our code. So the second benefit here is preventing memory leaks. So memory leaks occurs when objects are no longer needed, but they are not properly deallocated from memory, and this is how the memory leaks happen. So over time, these leaked objects starts to accumulate and consume an increasing amount of memory, and this eventually leads to, again, yeah, same, you're right, so this leads to performance issues or crashes. So for example, so imagine you are developing a mobile application and that displays images, and if you manually manage memory and forget to deallocate the image objects after they are no longer needed, memory leak can occur, and garbage collection identifies these unused objects and automatically frees up memory and preventing memory leaks and ensuring the app's smooth operation. So as I told you earlier, so when the objects are no longer needed but they are not properly deallocated from memory, so they have to be removed properly. And the garbage collection does this by identifying the unused objects and automatically frees up the memory, which prevents the memory leaks and ensuring the app's smooth operation. Next comes the simplified development. So, what is simplified development? So, garbage collection simplifies the development process by eliminating the need for explicit memory management, and because of this, it reduces the likelihood of bugs which are related to memory management. So, what kind of memory management bugs? So, they are like the dangling pointers or accessing deallocated memory. So, these are some of the memory management related bugs, and they are reduced. So for instance, considering that I'm developing a game development scenario where I have multiple objects which represent game characters. So without garbage collection, I would need to carefully manage the creation and deletion of character objects to prevent memory issues. And garbage collection takes care of object cleanup that allows me to focus on other aspects of game development, such as the gameplay logic and the graphics. So let's now move on to the last advantage of having the garbage collection. So that is the enhanced performance. So while it seems counterintuitive, garbage collection can also improve the performance of the program. And how does it do this? So by automatically reclaiming the memory occupied by unused object, it ensures that the memory resources are efficiently utilized. So for example, so I'm developing a database application that process a large number of records. So without garbage collection, if I manually manage memory, memory fragmentation can occur. And this happens when memory is allocated and deallocated in a scattered manner. And this results in inefficient memory utilization. And garbage collection comes to help here by consolidating the memory and by compacting and reorganizing the memory blocks, which leads to improved performance. Overall, garbage collection simplifies memory management, prevents memory leaks, reduces bugs, and enhances performance, allowing developers to focus on writing, cleaning, and efficient code. So with that, we come to an end on the video of garbage collection. So until I meet you in another interesting video, it's bye bye from Vasan Shanmugam and Little's Law.